talk a lot about how I didn't really fully embrace my blessings until I learned how to let go of control, and knowing exactly what's going to happen next, and how scary that can actually be to understand that once you plant your seeds, you just got to let them grow. It's not much you can do once you put them in the ground. That's a big truth to have to accept, that okay, I can only do what I can do. Letting go of control was the only way I became free, was the only way I could really gain peace. Because if you can't let go of control, you're going to constantly be searching for answers, with some questions that God will bless you with don't have answers, they just have results. Some questions you're going to have in life do not have equations to solve them, because they're not for you to solve. Your next season might not have an equation to be solved. It might not have a way to work it out to make it make sense to you. And between those moments of uncertainty, you must find comfort in knowing that you're covered, comfort that you've done the work, comfort that you've done the best that you can, and you can live with the results. I think that's amazing. Being able to say, I did my best, let it be as it may. Let's go back a little bit. How did I get here? A lot of people say doing the same thing and expecting a different result is insanity, right? I say in life it's a little different. If you're constantly doing things that push you forward, constantly getting a penny a day will get you $1. You dig what I'm saying? Doing the right intentional things repeatedly will push you to a new season. Doing the right things over and over can actually put you somewhere that you're not. Man, I do the same 4 or 5 things in my life daily, and they just start to compound. And once you compound and get so much momentum, can't nothing stop you. Nothing can stop you once you build that momentum. I want you to push that rock as far as you can up that hill, because when you let it go, nothing can stop it on the way down. We cannot get tired of doing the same thing over and over, even if you do not know what this leads to. It's not about you knowing the result, it's about you knowing the intention. I got here because I did the same 4 or 5 things every day for a year, 2 years, for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Look, you get enough minutes, you're gonna have an hour. You get enough hours, you're gonna have a day. It's something about it. Don't get caught up in trying to catch a day. If you can catch a second, you can catch a day. But you must appreciate the seconds enough to accumulate enough of them to equal a minute. You must then appreciate the minutes enough to accumulate enough of them to equal an hour. You see what I'm saying? So the long process will get you more substance. If somebody said, I'm gonna give you $1, and somebody said, I'm gonna give you 100 pennies, which one would you take? Which one is worth more? Technically, they're worth the same thing, but one has more weight and more substance to it. I would rather be 100 pennies than $1, because I would rather have 100 different occasions where I did something beneficial to me than have one occasion where I did something beneficial. You dig what I'm saying? See how the math can get you? They're worth the same thing, but 100 pennies weighs more than $1 does. But that's the slow process. That's not the quick gratification process. It might take you a year. It might take you 2 years. It might take you 3 months. It might take you some time. It takes investment. It takes sacrifice. But once you gain it, you gain something that's untakeable, and you have more weight to somebody that was just gifted this. What are we talking about? As y'all know, I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna make it sound all aesthetic. Some of these feelings cannot be aesthetically pleasing. Some of these things cannot be made just to make it make sense or easily digestible. Most days, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. It's a lot of days I don't know where I'm going, but I know the direction doesn't put me anywhere behind where I'm supposed to be. Hello. And I'm comfortable with that reality. I'm comfortable with that truth. Every day I don't know where I'm going, but I know what I'm doing is for my good. It's a security in saying, I don't know. It's a beauty. It's a freedom. It's a freedom in saying, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm also content with where I am. I'm content with the journey. And that's easier said than done. You got people that's pretending. It's easy to pretend that you got everything together. Let's address this real quick, because we got a lot of people pretending to be peaceful, and a lot of people that's healing in the wrong direction. We got a lot of people that's healing in the wrong direction because they have not got the directions to heal properly. Everything has a prescription. And help is necessary, and people need to guide you and point you into direction so you can make sure you're healing in the right direction. Because you driving 4 hours the wrong way is a lot of progress that means nothing. We done all did this. You having a good day, then something bad happens. That is just a circle of life. For good to exist, bad must exist as well. Oh my God, for light to be recognized, dark has to exist because these are comparative things. So I know I'm joyful because sadness exists. I know I'm happy because misery exists. I know I'm mad as fuck because happiness exists. I can compare it to something else. Neutrality exists. I know how these things feel, so I can tell when I'm not feeling how I used to feel. Peace is nothing but replication. Peace is not avoiding misery, it's not avoiding hardship. Peace is knowing these things exist and knowing you have the tools to tackle them. That's what peace is. Peace is not separating yourself from everybody and avoiding this and not dealing with that and putting yourself in a bubble where you control everything. Peace is saying, you know what? Bring it on. I got it. Whatever the fuck life throw at me, I know I will be okay. I want to redefine peace for a lot of people because they're doing it the wrong way. They're not being peaceful in a progressive way. They're being very peaceful in a stagnant way because you're not solving your problems. You ain't working through it. You're just avoiding it. And you're saying, okay, because I don't see it, it doesn't exist anymore. That's being peaceful in an avoidant sense. Huh? That's being very peacefully avoidant. I want to make sure we're actually exercising these peaceful muscles and we flexed up out here. You dig what I'm saying? That's how I want to make sure we're doing. I might be mad as hell today. I might be misfortunate today. I might be jealous today. I might be envious today. But guess what? I have the tools to zoom back out and say, you know what? This is not who I am. This is a moment, and this moment is not definitive of my character. I can always resort back to peace. No matter what, I'm going to get through. No matter what I go through, I will get through. And peace will be on the other side. Huh? Meet me at the crossroad. You won't be lonely. That's all I'm saying. Peace is an action. It's a state of being, right? But it's also an ability to replicate. Your problems are only the echo of life. If you don't want no problems, you can just be 6 feet under, because the people that don't have problems are dead. So you having problems to get through, you having lessons to learn is the epitome of you having life in your body. Embrace it, because everybody's problems look different. Of course, they dress them up differently. Money will make you dress it up. Status will make you dress it up. But everybody going through it. Let's not do this separatory thing. Let's not do this victimatic thing, because I've never seen it rain on one house in the neighborhood. When the rain comes, it's raining on the whole neighborhood. But the rain feels and looks different for everybody else. Your storm might be a little different, but everybody has a storm. Let's not seclude ourselves with our problems. That's how you go crazy. That's how you get depressed, thinking it's just you. No, it's just everybody. If this person has life in their body, they have problems. If you wonder where I am, this is what I do every day. I leave my house, I'm in my car, I got my books, I got my journals, I got my notes, The truth about it is, I don't know where this leads me. I don't know what this equals, and sometimes that's the scary part. I don't know what me doing these small things every day equals. I know this discipline has some type of destination. Hello, I know this discipline has some type of destination. I know these good things have a good destination. I just don't get the luxury of knowing where the map ends. Let me give you an example of this. It's $1,000 in a pool. The pool is 2 feet deep. You can see the bottom, you can see the money. How many people would go grab that? Everybody would, right? Because you can see the bottom. You have certainty. You know what these things are. You have control of the situation. You can see all the options and the outcomes, right? Let me give you this one, though. The same pool, 2 feet deep. $1 million is in this pool, but the bottom is painted black. Now your imagination can't see. Now you can't control all the circumstances. Your fear and your imagination will stop you from getting the same opportunity that's probably even a little bit more greater than the other one you had of certainty. Sometimes the certainty will dilute your blessing. Sometimes waiting for certainty will dilute your blessing. I'm not going to say your blessing will disappear, because it won't. Your Sprite ain't going to have that punch. And to go back to the example, I have people that will not go in that water because they cannot see the bottom. But it had a bigger blessing in it. It's the same pool, same deepness, but it has a different circumstance where you can't see the bottom. And sometimes you got to walk in life blind where you can't see your blessing. But guess what? The uncertainty is the biggest part of your blessing. If you wait, the moment you try to wait so you can see, let me try to remove all this black stuff, all the money will be gone. Somebody done took the risk and got in there and took all that money. So stop waiting for you to know exactly where to place your feet. Stop waiting for that moment to make all the way sense. Sometimes you want to do it with uncertainty, because the uncertainty yields the biggest results. The biggest blessings are in the uncertainty of not knowing where they will lead you. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You having the reluctancy to jump is diluting your blessings. I'm not saying it's deleting. You can't delete something that's for you, but you can dilute it. Come get the food when it's hot. I'm cooking. Hey, I'm in the kitchen. All right, food done. If you sit there and wait all day, the food not gonna wait for you to come consume it. The heat will leave. You feel what I'm saying? These things don't wait for you. When you get them, but you won't get them in the same version in which if you jumped and got it early, it would have a different taste to it. It would have a different result to it. You can do it how you want to do it. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but I'm here to give you tools to dissect and analyze your actions. Or this would have hit 10 times harder if I just did it scared. 1,000,000 times harder if I did when I was uncertain. I didn't become peaceful by avoiding trials and uncomfortable situations. I became peaceful when I recognized and embraced the tribulations of what I go through. Bring it on. I know I can handle it. I know I'll be okay. That don't mean it might not whoop my ass, but it won't kill me. Now look, if I had to rewind and live my whole life again, I probably would be dead. I probably wouldn't survive my life going through the same things I went through, because you cannot get the same result in a different reality. If I relive my life again and do the same things and get into the same trouble and make the same decisions I made when I was a kid all the way up to now, I probably would pass away. That lets you know you're covered. That lets you know you have grace. That's the beauty of it. I know I have grace because I can guarantee you I cannot relive my life and still land right here. That's how sensitive the decisions are. That's how what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? That's how serious your decisions are, but that's also how sensitive your reality is based on your decisions. Let's talk about decisions real quick, because I want you to know this. It's impossible to make one decision. You heard what I said. It's impossible to make one decision. Every time you choose something, for example, I got Baja Blast from Taco Bell, right? I also made 10 decisions on not to get the other things they provide as a drink. Decisions have deeper levels than your consciousness. You cannot think. You must know that once I choose this, I also did not choose the other things. So that teaches you to be very intentional with your decisions. It teaches you to be very discerned with your decisions, because you never make one decision. And I'm not saying none of this to scare you. I'm saying all of this to prepare you, because I want you to have the tools to build anything you want.